The latest updates. This is as per what's coming in from the government. While speaking exclusively to us, to Mirror Now, with our correspondent Neha Hebbale there, post the high-level meeting that has taken place, chaired by the Chief Minister of Karnataka. This is a statement now that is coming from the State Home Minister there, saying that the state government will take a call on banning organizations, and this is specifically such as the SDPI. Remember, one of the SDPI leaders has been arrested by the police in connection with the violence.
Taken stock of the situation, and his senior officers have apprised him, and we have said that everything is under control now. As a precautionary, CRPF, RAF has also arrived now. It's also in position, and in the meeting it was decided that as per the National Human Rights Commission guidelines, a district magistrate inquiry will be held in this incident.
Okay, so now we're also seeing that, the Congress leader, Akhanda Srinivas over here has asked for police protection. Yeah. He broke down, while addressing the media. So will that, of course, be given to him now?
Certainly police protection will be given. Yesterday also we have protected that he and his family, and we will give due protection to him.
Okay, and sir, we've also heard the Revenue Minister also saying that this could have been something that was planned in advance. This was not, something that was very last minute. So is that angle also being probed?
Yeah, all conspiracy theories will be probed. There are so many conspiracy theories coming up. Everything will be probed.
And sir, any question of banning the SDPI, sir? There was a huge debate about that as well. Two leaders have been arrested.
First, we have got certain things on hand. We have to control the law and order here and bring peace here. Then look into the conspiracy theory.
Yes.
Based on all those things, ultimately we will take a call on banning certain organizations.
Thank you, sir. Well, in fact, that was the Home Minister of Karnataka, confirming to Mirror Now that necessary action would in fact be taken if at all, of course, those organizations are found guilty. We'll have to wait and see where this investigation leads us, but several allegations being leveled right now, and this has become a political slugfest.
Let's get in further inputs. Our correspondent Neha Hebbale with those details. Yeah, Neha, a string of questions, of course, you've asked to the State Home Minister, but this was specifically regarding the SDPI, on what the government or the police currently has in hand, and why they're looking at this strong action specifically against the SDPI right now.
Well, Seher, we understand that the SDPI, one of the leaders of the SDPI was actually picked up by the police. He was arrested, and his role in this is now being probed. That is, one of the angles of the investigation that's currently being probed by the Home Minister. But it's imperative for us to remember that the police have arrested about 145 persons with regard to the mob violence that took place right here where we are at, the DJ Halli police station. It's been a little less than 24 hours, but you can still see how there's an uneasy calm in this entire area. The police has been deployed here. There's been additional forces that have been called in here. You have the RAF, you have the CISF, you also have the KSRP or, the local police over here in Bengaluru. And apart from that, also we're looking at how this entire area has just been under curfew now for the past couple of hours. There's very limited movement of people. We understand yesterday that it wasn't only the mob over here on the road that went on to attack the police in the presence of no light. There was no electricity here as well, but also the fact that there were stones thrown, there were stones pelted from several of the roofs of these houses also is what we understand. Very close to the police station and very near proximity, just hardly, about a couple of meters, maybe about 15-20 meters opposite the police station are these houses also that you see.
Okay.
The police station also, the insides vandalized completely. We're looking at vehicles that were burnt down in the basement of the police station as well. One of the biggest police vans that lies as testament to the ruckus that was actually witnessed in this area yesterday. So we do understand that now investigations will reveal further as to what
these
exactly
images
went
that
wrong,
you're sending us,
and
Neha,
how is it that a mob of nearly about 2,500, yes.
And you're getting us where you are standing currently down the road, which is at one of the police stations where so many of these vehicles were burned down as well. What is the situation right now? Is there relative calm? Are we looking at an extension of Section 144 in the given area for another day or two?
Most definitely, Seher, we are looking at an extension of Section 144 and the curfew also additionally that's been imposed. To give you an understanding, you'd just be able to see how this area has been cordoned off. It's been, the police have mopped up this area and they've ensured that there's no movement of any persons over here in order to ensure that incidents like these do not happen again. And it's not just the police vans that were, torched yesterday, but several civilian vehicles also, for that matter, were not spared. And there was, of course, a lot of destruction over here, but the police was caught unaware, is what we understand. A large mob that just turned up here, an angry mob, started pelting stones. There were about 60 police personnel also that were injured in this entire incident. And now, of course, what we can actually show you is how the police station gates have been shut. And, just going forward, of course, till a little while earlier in the afternoon and in the evening as well, the police station gates were still open. But now, as a safety measure, they have, sort of shut the police station gates as well, making sure that there's very minimal movement in this area and people do not venture out unnecessarily. We're looking at a deployment of at least a good 100 to 300 cops on just this stretch of about a good 150 meters.
Well, Neha, thank you for getting us those inputs and especially the images of where you are in the surrounding area. But please stay on with us. We'll continue taking more inputs from you in just a bit. But let's also get in our viewers on others who have spoken out here on this. Karnataka Home Minister here having accepted Congress MLA A.S. Murthy's plea to protect and asking for security. Remember, the concerned Congress MLA had earlier this evening spoken out, breaking down in front of the media, visibly shaken, saying that a strong mob of 3,000 people at least had attacked, burnt down his house, and he requested for protection from the government.
50 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದಂಥ ಮನೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ನಾವು ನಾನು ಬೆಳೆದಂಥ ಮನೆ, ನಾವು 9 ಜನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಒಂದೇ ಮನೇಲಿ ಇದ್ರಿ, ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಇದ್ರಿ. ಇವತ್ತೊಂದು ದಿವಸ ಅದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಸುಟ್ಟಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನನ್ನ ತಮ್ಮವ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮವರಿಬ್ಬರು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಯನ್ನು ಸುಟ್ಟಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯೂ ಸುಟ್ಟಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲೋಗ್ಬೇಕೊಬ್ಬ ಶಾಸಕನಾಗಿ, ಹಾಗೂ ನನ್ನ ತಮ್ಮವ್ರನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಆತ್ಮರಕ್ಷಣೆಗೆ ಯಾರು ಈ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಈ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಾಗಲಿ ಹಾಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಶೋಕಣ್ಣನಾಗಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಜೀವ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಮನವಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
We've gotten more voices for you here as well. Our correspondent Neha has spoken to some eyewitnesses here, saying that the police actually refrained from stopping the violence immediately, stood on while the mob was pelting stones. Take a listen in.
Ma'am, what happened means नहीं मैं बताता हूँ. तो सारा पब्लिक कम से कम बहुत ज़्यादा था, तो वो पत्थर फेंका, तो पत्थर फेंकने पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट में कुछ नहीं किया, लाठी चार्ज कुछ नहीं किया, वो देख रहे थे बस उतना ही. दे हैव अरेस्टेड, दैट्स इट.
अच्छा, और आप अभी यहाँ पे क्यों आए हैं बताइए?
So witness, they are doing the witness, that's it. They did not give any torture under.
Right now, the police is scanning multiple CCTV footage from the area where the violence has taken place. We're going to play out one of those images. This is coming from one of the violence-hit areas from last night. This is the KJ Halli area. As seen in this footage, there are some people running in panic out on the streets in the wake of that violence. The video is among the evidence which is being scrutinized by the police. And more importantly, this is CCTV footage. The next image that we're playing up for you has come in from outside the Congress MLA A.S. Murthy's house. A.S. Murthy has already spoken out today here in expressing his grief on how his house was attacked. The walls were burnt down, damaging a major part of his property as well. Our correspondent Neha getting us further details here. Neha, you had also earlier stepped in the given area, filed a report from outside his residence as well, and the kind of attack that his house has seen. He has asked for protection. The state government has agreed for it. But while the investigations here are still on, there is another Karnataka state minister, Mr. C.T. Ravi, who's spoken out and is already saying that these attacks are pre-planned. How so?
That's absolutely right. It's not just the Karnataka BJP minister, C.T. Ravi, but also another BJP minister, R. Ashok, the revenue minister also, who went on to echo the same sentiment that this was more of an orchestrated attack. This was more of a planned attack. But of course, to the effect of providing any evidence to that, or to the effect of actually having any, solid proof of that right now is in the preliminary stages. We'll have to see. Of course, this angle is going to be probed. There's no doubt about that. We've already seen how one of the SDPI leaders also was picked up. So, to give you an understanding, this entire mob that we're referring to, gathered in just a couple of minutes and in all three places very close to each other. That's Kaval Bhairasandra, the Congress MLA's residence, the DJ Halli police station where we are right now, and also the KG Nagar police station, all in the similar locality within close limits. There was absolute chaos. So this, of course, has now brought under the scanner how this went unnoticed by the police, and whether this was something that was, pre-planned. But also, you do, in fact, have these allegations being defended again by the SDPI, which has itself gone on to say that they had nothing to do with this and that they were, in fact, helping the police the whole time. There were several, CCTV footages also that emerged. There was a video of two of the SDPI leaders, one of who's been arrested right now, also that emerged from the fateful night, from yesterday night. So a lot of angles that have, been thrown up in front of the government right now. But the police has a daunting task in maintaining this calm and, the peace, really, of course, that will have to prevail in Bengaluru.
Yes, all right, Neha, many thanks. You've, of course, been on this through the day, tracking those developments, getting us inside details of the high-level meeting that took place at the state government there as well. Thank you for getting us those inputs. But let's also hear in on what the SDPI has to say. The SDPI is already facing the brunt of this. Karnataka government indicating that they would be banning organizations such as the SDPI. Times Network has now spoken to Wasim Haider, who is the secretary of the legal cell of the SDPI. One of their leaders being arrested in this case already. He said here that their party is now being made a scapegoat in this, claiming that they were in fact the complainant in this case when the violence broke out.
We are a scapegoat for this incident. That is what I would like to say. See, we have initially, when the post was getting viral, we didn't want this to get too much of viral and people getting violent. That's the reason we took the initiative, and our people, our members, who went ahead and gave a complaint at DJIT police station. So it was, initially they spoke to DCP when we saw the post, and we confirmed that we have to do something for this. He said, please go ahead to the police station and give a complaint. So we went there, almost couple of hours, we were there in the station. Our team members were there in the station, and at that time, people joined there in front of the station because they came to know that they have not arrested Naveen, who had posted the in the Facebook. So they were getting aggressive, and all these things were happening. At that time, Muzammil Pasha, whom they are saying is a kingpin, he is the Bangalore district secretary who had taken the initiative, who is a complainant for this issue. They have targeted him and made him a scapegoat. And see, as you said, BJP.
You say that you went there to give complaint.
Yes.
Give complaint. But the cops version says you let them off.
No, we were there in the station.
You let them off.
No, we didn't let them off. You can see the videos, which has been viral. We were trying to, appeal people that, we have to maintain peace, and, the police department has given the assurance that, they will take action and arrest the person.
Yes, these are breaking inputs coming in now from the Congress. The Congress state president of Karnataka, D.K. Shivakumar, has spoken out here on this. Congress questions being raised on the Congress party on why they didn't ban the SDPI. The Congress in turn is accusing the current the BJP government for not having taken earlier action against the accused. Take a listen in.
ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇದ್ದಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಘಟನೆಗಳು, ರೈತ ಸಂಘಟನೆಗಳು, 4-5 ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗಳಿದ್ದಂಥ ಈ ಕೇಸು, ಕನ್ನಡ ಪರ ಸಂಘಟನೆಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇರೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ರೈತ ಸಂಘಟನೆಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಮೇಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೆಲವು ಕೇಸ್ ಇದ್ದದನ್ನ, ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಕೇಸಸ್ ಇದ್ದದನ್ನ ವಿಡ್ರಾ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ನೋಡಪ್ಪ, 2 ಸಂಘಟನೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರು ಇದನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋರು ಯಾರು? Who is responsible for this? Why action has not been taken? Why you did not arrest Naveen Kumar? ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ?